Hello gamers, I'm Online Gamer Richie, and this is the game of the week. I took 5 games earlier this week and gave a review on each one, and now I'm deciding which of those 5 games is the best of the 5 games this week. So let's get started. So the 5 games this week are simply Berserkers, Deadlings, Final Exam, Gauntlet, and Styx Master of Shadows. So each of these games have their own merits. Most of the games had fairly good graphics. Styx Master of Shadows, I believe, had the best graphics. 3 of them had a more animated type of graphic, which was Berserkers, Deadling, Final Exam, and Gauntlet was somewhere in between. It is from a top-down-ish view. So each one, with that being said, has its own merits to that game. The music in each of the games went from really good to okay. Uh, the ones that were okay was mainly Berserkers because it was hard to hear that one for me. And the one that had the best was Final Exam. All the other ones were at decent, like I said in the reviews. All the games were fairly fun. Uh, while not all the games were the type of game that I personally would play all the time, though they were good. Okay, so, and all of them had decent controls overall. So, the games that I would suggest people play right at the moment would be Styx Master of Shadows. I liked Gauntlet and Deadlings. Like I said, Final Exam is a more of a beat 'em up game, and that's not really my style of gaming, but it's not a bad game. So, with that being said, we'll go over to Berserkers. Berserkers was a MOBA game. Uh, it has a solo, so you can practice and get really good, and then go into where you have matches with other people. Deadlings is a single player platform puzzle game, which I happen to like puzzle games. And then we have Gauntlet, which is a maze slasher game, survival game, basically. Uh, and Styx Master of Shadows is a stealth game. So we went all over the place this week on the types of games that we were looking at. So, which of these games would I say, hey, you need to play it? Well, there's, like I said, Styx Master of Shadows I would recommend. However, if I was talking to a friend who was into the beat 'em up, I would tell him, hey, you got to play Final Exam. And I should point out, Final Exam, multiple people can play it. You can bring in your buddies to play that with you. Same with Berserkers. Um, Styx is a single player game. Uh, the Deadlings is a single player game. Gauntlet is a multiplayer game. So we have all these different factors that we've got to decide which of these games is the best game this week. Do you go by graphics? Do you go by sound? Storyline, which most of them had some sort of a story, but Styx Master of Shadows has the most in-depth story. Deadlings tells a story without ever saying anything. Gauntlet, the story goes on while you're playing it, and then Final Exam's story is in a comic book art style, and I really liked that from that game. I really like comic book art style. So what would be my choice? My choice this week is going to be Styx Master of Shadows. And the reason I'm saying that is the graphics are great, the music's good, the game has a lot of replayability. The game is not easy. However, there are multiple ways of beating it. Each level, there's several different ways other than the tutorial. And even in that, it gives you a few choices on how to go through it. Um, and then with that, the controls are spot on. So you have multiple difficulty levels and all that. Now, the game that I think comes in a close second here is Gauntlet. Thanks for watching, and as always, play the game your way. Laters.